Nate, thanks so much for joining me, taking some time out of your busy schedule to talk a little bit about the show, about IPPE here this year. I wanted to start out, obviously, the Super Bowl was in Atlanta during the quote-unquote normal time that IPPE would be. Talk a little bit about the reaction and the challenge and how that has affected IPPE this year, you know, through your eyes and what you've heard.
Well, our goal was to have everything done where our attendees wouldn't see anything that had gone on. Not only the Super Bowl coming in and impacting our move-in time was restricted down to 5 days. We also had lost some of our dock area because of construction. I may mention something about the construction, what it's going to look like next year, but we lost half of our docks in B and C. So a lot of compressed time, but we had plans. We followed the plans. We communicated everything between the building and GES, our decorator, and show management. And without that team effort, I was really worried about getting everything moved here in time. But we did that. We opened our doors on Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning, just like normal.
Great. And next year it's going to go back to the end of January, correct?
We will be going back to the end of January. You know, over the Super Bowl time, there's a large ag show in California, the Tulare Ag Show, which probably impacted a few of our exhibitors. But you know, right now we're at a record on the number of exhibitors that we have. We're at a record on the square footage that we have. We have over 1,430 exhibitors. We got over 600,000 square feet. We went to 3 halls this year too. So you know, as booth sales went throughout the year, we knew that was not going to be a big impact. But thank goodness it hasn't been. But we also segmented the halls. We color coded the halls to try to help directionals a little bit easier. We've got the green A hall that's for feed ingredients and feed equipment. We have the red B hall that's meat and poultry processing and packaging. We've got the blue C hall that's lot production, incubation genetics, and egg processing and production. So we were able to do that. And you know, even with attendance, we're probably going to be a little higher in attendance slightly over last year. But you take that attendance, the same number, and you spread it out over 3 floors. It's a little tough on the density part of it, but what I'm hearing from exhibitors is the key people that they need to see are here, the decision makers. So, and I think people are getting around all 3 halls, but it's going to take a while.
Well, and I was going to ask about the 3 halls and just say, you know, was it an exhibitor increase, or was it a change you might have made in the floor plan or anything? But it was an exhibitor number.
It was absolutely an exhibitor numbers. We had 289 new exhibitors that had never been here before. Now that's a lot of small booths, but if you look at our size last year, we were at 520,000 square feet. We're over 600 now. If you put on top of that the food courts, the lounges that we have on the floor, the technology talk area, other zones that we've also taken a college student program and put it on the floor in C Hall, where we got 600 kids coming to interview for jobs, and they have direct access right out onto the floor. If you add that square footage, we're over 675,000 square feet of stuff on the floor. So, you know, having the food courts down there keep people on the floor longer, hopefully engage more with exhibitors. We also have over 200 hours of educational programs that so far have been very successful in attendance.
So talk about, you know, we're not quite done with 2019, but talk about 2020, plans for 2020. We mentioned it's going to go back to the time it did. Yep. Any new things in the works that you can tease a little bit? Anything interesting that we should think about for 2020 when this video does come out after the show?
Well, you know, I think that working with our partners, AFIA and North American Meat Institute and U.S. Poultry together, we know that we want to combine our efforts and get the attendees here that may not normally think of this as a poultry show. We are IPPE, Production and Processing Expo, encompasses all the proteins here. So we really want to focus on getting attendees here, keeping that good exhibitor base happy. And I expect that we'll be looking at continued new technology, new educational programs that will engage the attendees and give them something they can take back to their business and make them successful. And we're also, I mentioned that the docks being down, the construction, that we're going to have a contiguous space which will be used for an exhibit area. 100,000 square feet that's going to connect the B and the C halls. So we'll have, it's a lot easier than finding that little bridge that goes over the escalator that sometimes get hidden from all the large exhibitors here. But we're just now setting the stage. We had a brand new show look this year with new logos, new colors, everything. So we'll continue that. But we want to build on it. We want to give everybody something a little bit new, a little bit different, and keep people engaged and interested in coming here and engaging with their suppliers.
Great. Thanks so much for your time, and great job on the show and working around the Super Bowl. And Lord knows the show was better than the Super Bowl, in my opinion, this year.
This is our Super Bowl every year, so I also want to say the city of Atlanta. They did finish with that Super Bowl, but they got totally behind us and helped us. If it wasn't for Atlanta doing the things that they did and getting the Super Bowl, helping them move out in time, we wouldn't have been able to bring this thing to on schedule. But thank you, city of Atlanta, too.
Great. Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you.